snowy owl comes down from up north to southern Alberta here. They love to come to these wheat fields because when they're covered with snow, they can see all kinds of small animals like voles and whatnot, and they eat those all winter. They like to nest on the ground, and they love to go on these poles along the road and fence posts, and they can see everything. Anyway, so today, let's draw a snowy owl. Okay, as usual, you can, if you like, you can use white paper and just a pencil like this, a normal HB pencil, or if you want to do it exactly like I'm drawing today, this is a charcoal. It's 4B, and I'm also using this white charcoal, also by Generals, I guess, and they are compressed sticks so that they're white, that we can go in. And I thought, we're drawing a snowy owl, which is white, so I'm thinking that that'll be good for today. So I like this paper because it has different tints to it. Some are kind of green, some are kind of brown. I think that I am going to do a blue tint today on the paper, so that should be good. And so let's begin drawing the owl here. Okay, something that I forgot to tell you is that generally I like to use this kind of kneaded eraser, it's called, and you can make it into shapes so that you can erase highlights and whatnot. I also like to create whatever nature that we're going to be drawing. So in this case, we're drawing an owl, so I thought I'd make a little owl before we get going. So let's draw a snowy owl. Now my friend Ken Richardson, he has taken this fantastic photo of this snowy owl, and so we're going to start with the big shapes first, so we can see that, and I also like to pay attention to the outline. So you can see the outline in the photo of the shape of the owl, how it's shaped, and the space around it. Okay, so it kind of comes in like this, and there's kind of an angle here. We want to always do the big shapes first to get a accurate job. Okay. We could put this fence post in. Leave room for it down here. They like to sit on fence posts or electric poles. And if you're in the town or the city, you'll see them sometimes on the street lamps. That's so they can see everything that's going on. Now, a owl is probably one of the most avid hunters that there are. So they are also known as the night eagle because they hunt a lot at night, although the snowy owl hunts during the day quite a bit, and their nests are actually not on the ground. They are, they're not in a tree. They're usually on the ground because up north where they come from, there aren't a lot of trees. So sometimes you'll see them actually walking or running, you know, in a snow-covered field when they come down to southern Alberta here in the winter. Okay, I'm just going to start shading some, well, I got to get this right first, this angle. I think it comes out a bit here, and then it comes in. And I'll use the trusty owl eraser. I remember I used to get these at the dentist for prizes. They would give you a owl eraser that had little googly eyes. And, you know, often you'd have your dentist appointment during the day, so you'd go to school, and the other kids would see when you came, they knew that you had been to the dentist or their dentist because they had these owl erasers. So I just had a little flashback moment there. A good one, though. Okay, so we're just gonna lightly shade the wherever it's darker, and come right up. And I have seen the snowy owls on the way to and from work at the school that I work at, and they're always in the fields eating mice and voles, they're called, which is a small mouse. And they can they get up on a pole or whatever, and they can see the mice scurrying, or the dark rodents or whatever, and against the snow if it's a big snow-covered field. So they get fed. And sometimes you'll find owl pellets, which are their undigested food or whatever that they cough up, and all the bones of whatever they're eating. So I have owls come in they sit on the trees in the backyard sometimes, which is a big reason why we have an indoor cat. And our cat is small, and I don't think it's a good idea for her to be outside. So because the owls, you can see their feet. Well, in Ken's photo there, you can see their feet are just, those feet are so strong. They can just crunch bone, and their grip is so tight that they'll just carry off a small animal. So if you've got a small dog or cat or pet, or whatever, and there are owls around, just like children, they shouldn't be unsupervised, because a lot of times it's not the coyotes that carry them off, it's an owl. Yeah. Okay, so just shading the what I see is the darker areas. And if you don't have tinted paper like this, don't worry, you can do it on white paper. And I think that if you've watched a lot of my videos, you can do the shading. If you're using pencil, you can just use a Kleenex, and you can rub it, and then you can, with the kneaded eraser, you can lift off all of the highlights. Now, my friend Ken told me how to tell which owl is male and female by if they have black spots or not. So I actually don't know, but I'm sure he will tell me after he sees this video. So I don't know, maybe you know the answer to that. Now, today I have a treat for you. I'm going to phone an old friend of mine, and his name is Colin Weir. Now, Colin runs the Birds of Prey Center in Coaldale, Alberta. And the reason I know him is that he introduced me to a magnificent eagle, golden eagle named Spirit, which later became a song with my grade 1s and 2s at the time that they wrote to cheer Spirit up. So Spirit's not alive anymore. That was quite a long time ago, but I know that Colin cares for a lot of birds of prey and a lot of owls, and he will know a lot when we call him. So let's phone him up right now. Good afternoon, Colin.
Hello.
How are things at the Birds of Prey Center today? Is it a nice day there?
Yeah, we're happy, because it's mid-March and the spring weather is here, so it's good for us and good for the birds.
Okay, I was going to ask you a question about the snowy owl. What do you know about the snowy owl?
Sure. Well, we usually get snowy owls here in southern Alberta roughly from November through to mid-March. And they come down from the Arctic during the winter time when it freezes over, so they're quite a frequent visitor here on the Alberta prairies.
Okay. And do you have a snowy owl there right now?
Yeah, we've got a few snowy owls. The ones that we have right at the moment are ones that have permanent injuries that didn't heal well enough to go back to the wild. So they're usually, we just give them a long-term home.
Oh, okay. One more thing I was going to ask you is I teach children, a lot of children, drawing lessons and whatnot. What should they do if they find an injured bird of prey?
Well, especially this goes for anybody, but especially children. If you ever do find any injured or orphaned wildlife on the ground, the best thing to do is to call Fish and Wildlife or a local rehabilitation center. Sometimes the creatures, even though you're trying to help it, sometimes the creatures could pose a little bit of risk or danger, so it's just good to get some advice first and not actually try to handle the creature.
Colin, thank you so much. Thank you so much for talking to me today. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for your interest.
Well, sorry about that. I just realized that you couldn't see the head totally that I was drawing, and I also realized because when you're working on a flat surface like this, I'm a painter, so usually I have an easel that's upright, and whenever you're doing this, it's quite easy to get distortion because you're drawing something from an angle that's closer from you. So I just realized that the head actually comes out farther here. The owl's got a wider head. I made it a little bit too small, so I need to change this a little bit. And I think the beak is okay where it is, but the eye's going to have to the eyes are going to have to, I'm going to have to widen them or put them a little bit further apart, I think. And the beak's going to start off a little bit further down. So probably about here. And maybe it isn't quite so far as I thought that it was. Kind of comes in like that. It's okay if you make a mistake. You know, I make mistakes all the time. And that's part of it. But over time, you can eliminate a lot of the mistakes that you make. Even making these videos, which I started last year, about this time when we had the first COVID lockdown, I've come a long way since that first video, and now this is I guess the third lockdown that we've had in Alberta. And so again, it's important that I get this video out to my students, and hopefully you can enjoy them as well. I always say, you know, drawing is one of my favorite things to do. I love to draw. That's all I wanted to do when I was younger, and it's still I want to draw all the time. Something I never get tired of doing is drawing. So, you know, my sense of it is that if you've been watching more than a couple of my videos, that you are the same type of person that I was if you're younger, or even if you're not younger. It's maybe you always wanted to draw and you love drawing, but you just didn't get a chance to do it. So I guess now is a good chance. Most of us have to stay at home still. The vaccinations haven't totally, not everybody's got vaccinated yet. So it's a good time to learn something new. Me, I've been learning all about making bonsai trees. I always wanted to do that, and I've made about 6 or 7 of them now, and that has been really fun. Good time to do something new, try something different. Okay, that looks better. That looks more proportionate, more correct to the photo. Okay. Now these snowy owls are amazing. There was a time in the first lockdown last year, the week before, I saw a snowy owl every day. Sitting on a post, hunting or whatever. I heard one outside my window last night, along with the coyotes that are in the they're in the valley below where I live. So I don't think it was a snowy owl. I think the snowy owls have moved on, and it was probably a great horned owl. I'm going to put some of these dark flecks where I see them. Okay, now I'm going to do some whites in here. Wherever I see that it's really quite white, I'm just going to... Now, if you were using pencil, you could erase these highlights. You can see right on his cap there, or hers, I'm not sure. So even though the owl is white, you'll see that there's actually a lot of gray in this, a lot of shading and gray in this photograph that we're working from. So we'll just put some in there like that. And it's going to show off the white highlights a bit better. Okay, I'm just going to go in and erase some highlights where I see they're going. I'm not going to get too worried about smudging my work. Remember, it's all about where it is accurate, where you've got the tone, the gradation, where it looks right. So what my students call this is backwards drawing, when you're going into the with an eraser, kneaded eraser. You're just using it like a pencil, I guess, but you're doing the lights. So hence that's why the students call it backwards shading, because I guess it is backwards. Okay, my eraser that was shaped like an owl doesn't look like an owl anymore. Maybe like a sea lion, I guess. Go back in with some chalk here. Okay, I don't have a tissue paper on me, but I'm just going to go in with my finger a little bit and blend some areas that I think maybe need it. And we'll call it a day here pretty quick. I think this is not bad. It's looking like an owl, I think, anyway. Which was the intent. Hope you've enjoyed drawing with me today. I sure have. It's always great to draw. Now, I'm sorry that I didn't get the head right first off, so that's going to be a little bit frustrating for you, but I didn't think I wanted to start over the whole video just because of that. And it shows you too that, you know what, I don't get it right every time right off the bat. I'm just like you. And it's okay anyway. We're not putting this in any competition. This is just to have fun and to draw an owl. I don't think I've ever drawn an owl before. So it's been great, and thanks to Ken for this great photo that we're working from. You know what? I'm not going to fiddle with it anymore. I know that it's not perfect, but I'm gonna go ahead and sign it. So it's 05, and it's the 5th month, it's May, and it is also 2021. I don't think any of us are gonna forget this year. It's a historic one with COVID and all. Okay. I'm going to just write what it is here. Snowy owl. And I'm going to write my signature here. You can write yours here as well. And I think that's going to be it. And we'll see you next time.